Hi everyone, welcome to Magic Mix Crafty Tuesday. I'm Christy Hickey and I really appreciate you tuning in to watch or watching later. Really appreciate all the support. We've had a couple thousand views on several of our videos, and one of them even made it to 4,000 views, which was just really very exciting. Hi, Mandy. Hope you're doing well today. We just started. I was telling everybody that I really appreciate their support, and I really appreciate you being here, tuning in or viewing later. Please share to your friends. Magic Mix is growing and it has a lot more room to grow, so please share with your friends and family. I really appreciate it. Today we're going to do tassels, and I've got 3 different kinds. One is made of leather. I kind of started on it because it's a lot of cutting involved. So we'll do one with leather, and then I have one that will be made out of yarn, and this one kind of has a dual purpose. I can remember making tassels in grade school, in elementary school, and we made little ghosts out of them. And I think we made 2 or 3, not very many, but it was enough to, get a 3rd grader real excited about it. And coming home and giving them to our parents, and our parents would hang them somewhere, just to decorate for Halloween. So I thought, well, that'd be kind of cute. We'll do this one too. And I have several here. These were very tedious, and I've got them in different colors to show you the different parts. This one here, believe it or not, was made with this. This is kind of cool. So we'll do that. And then we have these little tiny tassels, and I put them on an earring. So I have a red one and then a neutral beige one. These were kind of sort of easy, but it was real tedious. So, and you need a good pair of eyes for these 2 here. But let's get started. And I believe we're going to start with the leather first, and then we'll move on up to the other ones. So I'm going to put the camera down to the workspace and we'll get started. So what I've done here is I've cut a piece of leather, and you can get scraps of leather at Joann's. I did not know that until I started looking for leather, but it's a kind of a nice size bag. It's this size bag, and it has all different sorted sizes of leather and colors in it. This bag was $9.99, and I had a 50% discount coupon, so it cost less than $5. And I can make a lot of tassels and other things out of it too. So I cut a piece of leather, and this is approximately 15 inches long, and it's 4.5 inches wide. The width of it is 4.5 inches wide. I'm not going to cut all the way with the fringe, and this is what you might want to do when you start cutting. I have a ruler here and a piece of plexiglass on top of it. So I've placed the leather on top of it, and I'm cutting the little strands, these, 1/4 inch wide. You can do them thinner than that if you want to, I was kind of like in a hurry, so I went with the 1/4 of an inch, and it looks nice. It does, it looks nice. So you want your strands to be a 1/4 of an inch, and I picked up one of these rotary razors, and it's a razor, so be very careful with it. I marked the top from the leather to the bottom to 1 inch down, and this is not going to show. This is the front side. This is not going to show that mark, but it'll give me a good guide as to how far to cut. So I'm going to cut just a couple more. And I've put the ruler where I'm going to cut. And leather's fairly easy to cut. You don't have to push down real hard. And I'm going to stop here, so I'm going to cut all the way up. Remove this piece. And we will need a piece for the top. So I'm going to cut another long piece, and that'll be kind of like our handle. There you go. Now this leather one is probably the easiest one to do. And what you want to do is get your little handle and put it together like this, and we're going to glue it right on the inside. This might be a little bit too long. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut a little bit of that off. There we go. This is Eileen's tacky glue, and it is very, very sticky. It's a brand new bottle too. There we go. So I'm just going to put a little dab on the beginning. Place that one there. And a little bit more glue on top of that. I chose to make a key ring tassel out of this, so I'm going to go ahead and apply the key ring mechanism. And you can pick these up either at Joann's or Walmart. They're fairly easy. And I'm going to slip this in here, right to there. There you go. So here's our little key ring. Now, take your glue and go ahead and go to the end of your fabric. You could hot glue this too. Eileen's tacky glue is very strong, and it's made for fabric. Now we're going to start rolling it. And this will be set aside to dry. You just want to make sure that you get it even. And these tassels, you could really get fancy with them. You could add all kinds of little embellishments to them. Let's see. A little bit of glue. We'll wipe that off. This glue is water soluble, so you'll be able to wash it off of your fingers. And there we go. That is our first little tassel. And just Just make sure I have a couple of, whoop, got one here. Just take your scissors, snip through. There you go. And we're going to set this to the side. Hi, Susan. Thanks for joining. So that's our first little tassel. And like I said, I'm going to use it for a keychain. We'll set this aside and let the glue dry. There we go. Now our second tassel is the yarn. And I've taken a DVD and used that and just started wrapping the yarn around it. And I believe I went about 50 times. Now you can go as many times as you want to, depending on how fluffy you would like to have your tassel. And cut an extra piece off. We're going to take this and go up underneath all of the yarn and tie it. We're going to do a surgeon's knot. Hi, Matt Singh. Good for you. Glad you joined today. There we go. Surgeon's knot is where you wrap it like 3 times. And I'm going to tie it again. There we go. So we have a nice little knot. I'm going to go ahead and take this off. Just slip it out. We're doing tassels today. With Christmas coming up, they make nice little doodads on Christmas gifts and on the Christmas tree, and real pretty necklaces and earrings. So I thought we would get a jump start on it. We're going to start doing Halloween and more fall decorations soon. So we have our knot right here. And I'm going to pull that around to the underside. Well, first off, I'm going to cut off all this extra. There we go. I'm going to pull it to the underside so you don't see the knot. Okay. Now we're going to need another piece of yarn. Doesn't have to be real big. We're going to form what is called the neck. And you can put the neck about wherever you want, depending on how you want your tassel. I usually like them down about an inch, inch and a half. Put your yarn around it and pull it. See what it looks like. That looks good. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to cut off another piece of yarn. And I'm going to go around in a circle. These two that I'm showing you up front are fairly easy. You get into the smaller, detailed tassels and it becomes a little bit more tedious. So here I've wrapped it around a couple of times. I'm going to tie it in a knot. Pull the string a little bit. There we go. Move this out of the way. Seems to be creating a glare. Okay. So we've got our knot inside, and because of this being yarn, it's kind of difficult to see the knot. So you can hide it if you want to. Clip it close. There we go. Now this top part, I'm going to put it in a knot as well. And bring it down to the base. There we go. So that's our little hanger for the tassel. Now we're going to cut the wrapping part here. Hi, Roseanne. Good to see y'all. All right, so that should be, we're going to cut it and see. That should be a good in the middle there. How about that? Okay, so that's our yarn tassel. And you can, not all of these are straight across. Just take your scissors. There we go. Make it level. So that's our yarn tassel. And remember I was telling you about how in grade school we used to make them like little ghosts. We'd bring them home and our mom would hang them up somewhere. Cute little decorations for Halloween. Well, I thought about making like a little twig tree in a clay pot. I'm trying to get this open. And just hang a bunch of these off of it. Make it look like a haunted tree. So we have blue eyes, black eyes. Let's see. Let's go for the black. There you go. And you can be a good little project to do with the kids. I'm going to take some hot glue. These little eyes are supposed to wiggle. There you go. Hey, Sherry. Yes, it is a good day to be crafting. It's supposed to rain here for the next 3 days, but I tell you what, it is so humid outside. We are wishing and praying that it would rain. So we've got 2 tassels. We have a leather tassel and a little yarn tassel. And let me turn this hot glue gun off so we won't have that everywhere. Now, for our next tassel, this is going to be a little bit more tedious. But our object is to make this one. We're going to make it out of this. So when you start thinking about your tassel and how long you want it, I took the ribbon and I thought, okay, I want a tassel about 3 or 4 inches long. A real long dangly tassel. So you've got to do your length twice. So you say you want a tassel that's 3 inches long, you need to cut it 6 inches because you're going to half it. You're going to fold it. So let's see, let's do it about here. And this ribbon is the kind that ravels. And I don't know about y'all, but when I get ribbon, I do not like for it to fray. And so I'm always buying the ones that don't fray. And one side, let me get this started. One side usually comes apart easier than the other side. My advice to you would be to find out which one it is and start that one. See, this is coming off really easy. The other side was more difficult. And what I'm doing is I'm just pulling that thread and fraying. And you want to fray it until about 3/4 of the way the ribbon is long. And when you get to the 3/4 mark, what you're going to do is make that half mark with another piece of thread, because that will form the head of your tassel. We're just about there. So let's see here. And I did cut it even after I put it all together. So don't sweat it if it starts being uneven. Okay. I'll put this side, this long piece of thread to the side. You probably can't see that because it's very, very thin. And I'm going to comb our threads down for the tassel. Now you could double this up and make it really full if you wanted to, which would be really pretty. And I'm going to take some thread. It kind of matches it. You can't tell once it gets on here. And I'm going to double it up. There we go. And pick this up, lay this thread down, and then place this about in the middle. That looks about the middle. Okay. So now we're going to tie it. Like I said, this one is a little bit more tedious. Oops. There we go. Okay. So it's tied once. I'm going to go ahead and tie it a couple more times. Don't worry about it if it's not exactly in the middle, because you can even it all out when you get through. All right. That's tied pretty good, so I'm going to cut the excess off, being real careful not to cut it too close. And going to continue. So this is what we have. Hi, Marie. Thanks for joining. So now I'm going to continue pulling, and it's going to continue fraying. And you can do these in any colors. I saw some that were tripled or double and triple tiered tassels made of earrings, and they were so cute. Okay, so now we're all finished with fraying the ribbon. And it can get a little crazy on you. Don't worry about it though, it'll straighten out. So you want to take it, put it together, and decide where you want the neck to be. And I'm going to do this in red thread so you can see. Oh yeah, if you're going to make earrings or a necklace out of it, this would be a great opportunity to go ahead and put your little jump ring on it. We're going to go do that real quick here. So I have a nice size little jump ring, and we'll use a needle nose and these little bendy wires here. Maybe this one. Yeah, we're going to use this one here. I'll hold it steady. And pull it apart. There we go. Now I'm going to slip this in here, there, and put it back together. You can do it after you put the neck on, but sometimes it gets caught up in the thread and makes it a little bit more difficult. So I have that on there. And let's take our red thread. Yeah, I knew I'd cut a larger piece. Here we go. Here we go. Really nice long piece, and I'm going to double it real quick. And then put the tassel. This is where it becomes a little bit more tedious, is trying to get all of this together. You almost need 3 hands. There we go. What I've done, I've just started wrapping it while holding it. There. Now we'll take the other end and tie it so it'll be closed. You could add beads, jewels, little trinkets, little charms, be real cute. Whatever you want to do to it. Make it your own. Okay, we got one knot. Let's do one more for good luck. Oops. If y'all ever want to see something specific in any sort of craft or painting, let me know. I'm up for suggestions and ideas. Even if you wanted to teach a class, that would be cool. We could do a live video, live stream video. Add an extra person in. Okay, I'm going to take this thread and cut off the extra pretty close. This is done in red so y'all can see what I'm doing, but if it was the same color as the thread, you wouldn't be able to see that knot. There you go. There are a couple of wild hairs going on here. And a good way to cut it even is to hey there. I see Tim has joined us, but it's Judy, I bet. Hey, Judy, glad you tuned in. So on this finer thread, take a piece of paper, make sure you have one edge that is straight. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this little tassel inside of it, like that. Now we're going to wrap it. So it looks like that. This way, this paper helps hold all of those tiny little threads. And it will hold them in place. So to make them even, take your scissors holding the paper and the thread very tight, just cut. There you go. Unwrap it, and your little tassel is all even. Now it's real easy to make earrings out of this. Let's see here. Had all that set together. There we go. We're going to take our needle nose pliers on this side. These little wires, they have a seam and you can pull them apart. There you go. I'm going to hook that on there. Close it up. Sometimes it's easier said than done. Wiggles around a little bit. There we go. This thing's giving me a fit. I don't understand. The little springy doohickey thing went up into the... There we go. Okay. It's back down. There you go. You have a set of tassel earrings. I really appreciate everybody tuning in today. Like I said, if you have any suggestions, you want to see something, we'll experiment. I love experimenting. I try to do these crafts a day ahead of time, but sometimes it's done on the fly, as you very well know. So we have 3 different types of tassels. We have the leather, we have our little ghosty tassel, and the little earring tassels made out of the ribbon. This right here. There you go. Thank you everybody for joining. Please share with your family and friends Magic Mix, and My website, ChristinaHickey.com, is up and running. I've got some inventory of products there. And I hope everybody's doing well. Hugs to everyone. And see you Thursday for Fluid Art, 1 o'clock. Bye for now.